In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a Jeopardy with PowerPoint. So you're going to be opening up a PowerPoint file, and then we're going to be making a Jeopardy game out of this. And the hotkey that we're going to be using a lot here is Control-K hyperlink. Okay, so I'm just going to get started here for you guys. Let's say the title is a Jeopardy game. And then you guys could add whatever subtitle you want, your name, the date, or whatever the subject is. And then I'm going to insert a new slide. And I'm going to put here the boxes for the categories on the top and the numbers of the value points that you guys want to give. So I want you guys to have 5 categories and then 6 rows, because 1 row for the categories of whatever of your choice, and the rest of the 5 by 5 box to be how many point values that you want to give out. And for the sake of formatting, I'm going to make everything centered. So okay, so you guys can choose whatever category that you want for your PowerPoint. I'm just going to go for the simple school subjects, so like English, math, social studies, science, and maybe other. And you guys can put in your point values here. So I'm going to make it 100, 200, 300, 400, and 500. And then I'm going to do the same thing for all those boxes, just by copying and pasting across. So just like that. And I want you guys to add a few more slides in there, empty slides. And then here we're going to start off the next slide after the questions, the home screen, with English 100. So I'm going to title it English 100. Okay. And then I'm going to put my question here. So let's say, for example, English. Let's say, for example, name the 8 parts of speech. Okay. Now that may be a complex question for 100 points, but I'm just coming up for a question there. What are the 8 parts of speech? And then I'm going to title it here again, English 100, to still stay on the topic for the next slide right after. And then I'm going to write my answers: noun, verb, adjective, preposition, and so forth. Now what I'm going to be doing here is, so basically the general idea of this Jeopardy is when the home screen shows up, I should be clicking on the point values that I want to look into the question and answer. So by clicking on that point value, it takes me to that slide that I click on, so English 100. And I'm going to insert a text box here. And the reason why I'm going to insert a text box here is because if this is the question slide, I want to go next to the answer slide. So I'm going to say this as to be answer. And the reason why I'm putting this text box is because I really don't want to risk the chance of clicking the arrow keys around that you may not have. There can be some sort of mistake where you accidentally show the answer or the next question for the next for other slides. So I wouldn't risk clicking on the arrow keys, but rather I would have you guys want to click on the questions on the screen that would be on presentation mode. So answer, and then same thing here. Now here's the answer. Now where would I go after that? Well, I'm going to create another text box that allows me to go back to the home screen. So I'm going to title this as home, something like that. And this, when I press home, it should take me back to the home screen here of the Jeopardy games. Now how do I connect from whatever question I'm going to click on to that question slide, and then after that question slide to the answer slide? That is where the hotkey Control-K hyperlink comes in. So select on the text that you want to hyperlink, Control-K. I'm going to go to place in this document, so some sort of place that I want to hyperlink the word 100 to whatever is in this PowerPoint file. So when I click on the 100 in the home screen, it should take me to that question slide, which I placed first. Okay, and there we go. It's hyperlinked. And I'm going to do the same thing for answer. Control-K, answer, there it is. And then it take me to the answer screen slide. And there we go, hyperlinked. And finally, home. Control-K, home, back to slide 2, which is right here, slide preview. And OK. Now for the sake of, again, formatting and organization, keeping everything symmetric, I'm just going to make everything aligned and centered. Okay, well, you guys know how to center everything, but what I would do is just copy and paste. Control-C, Control-V, and then I would rename this as home, and then re-hyperlink that back to slide 2. OK, and then change this to the answer. What you guys could possibly do is you could keep the question there and then put your answers below, noun, verb, and all that. But either way, just I would just keep everything nicely formatted. So home should, I'm gonna bring home over here. So first, when I click on the question that I want to see, then it takes me to the question slide. Then when I click on answer, it should take me to the answer slide. And then home would take me back here to allow me to click on the next question that I have not seen yet. So you guys can make whatever question that you want, and then find the answer for the question you made, and keep everything nicely formatted and clear. Also here, click make your own categories that you guys want. It does not have to be English, math, social science, but create your own category. So for example, for the girls, maybe you guys might want to do K-pop, or you want to do movies, something like that. Come up with your own categories, and then come up with your own questions, and so forth. And then I'm going to take this slide away. That was just a sample slide, but I'm just copying, pasting just for the sake of organization. I could possibly take away the question if you only want to keep the answer in the answer slide. But the next following slides will basically be for the next questions here. English 100, English 200, so then it would be right here, English 200. Okay, question and then answer. Now I like to keep everything consistent, so just for me to keep in mind, I preferably would want the question slide first and then the answer slide. So I'm going to go on presentation mode, and first it'll show me the cover slide, and then here we go. It's hyperlinked. I'm going to click on it, and so it takes me to English 100, and I did not. And what happened here? It's giving me the answer and not the question first. Well, if you look back, let's take a look at the hyperlink. What you can do is press Ctrl K, but what I do is just right click and edit hyperlink. I could do that. Now it is true that it did take me to the same slide that I set it to, but it doesn't match with the order that I chose. So I'm going to keep everything in order. So first the question, that is what I want. Alright, now let's redo that from the current slide. 100, name the 8 parts of speech. There we go, there's my question. And then I press on the answer after the contestants have guessed for their answer. And then we show our answer, and then after that we press the home button and it'll take us back home, and then we choose another question that we want to see. Now the reason why I want all hyperlinks is because when you guys are using the arrow keys, I don't want you guys to risk accidentally flipping to the slide showing the answer or another question that other people have not seen yet. So always I would not try to take chances. So keep everything nice and organized. And you'll be doing the same thing for here, English 100, hyperlinking with all of the other 24 boxes, coming up with your own questions. Now, same process with hyperlink, Control K. Now the word that you display is 200 here, right there. And then make sure you know which slide that you guys want to hyperlink it with. And keep in mind with the organization, if you're going to be moving things around, keep in mind it's not going to hyperlink by the order, but the slide itself. Back when I pressed on 100 there, it took me to the answer slide, but not the question slide because I moved things around. But keep everything nice and smooth. What I would do is just delete all this and copy these two and paste. Alright, there we go. So what it just did was it just duplicated itself. I could have pressed Control D, but what I'm going to do is just change it to English 200 and make another question there. And then keep in mind you have to change your hyperlinks here because all I did was copy and paste. So I have to change the answer to the next one. Okay, there we go. And also change this answer slide for 200. Change the answer there. Change the home. Here, actually, you don't need to change the home hotkey because for all the answer slides, you just need to make it go back to the home screen of the Jeopardy. And also try to play around with whatever design that you guys want to use as well. So have fun with it and spend quality quality time with this and do your best.